Hey everyone, today I'm coming to you with a review on the brand new Marvel Legends Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest or Avengers 60th Anniversary Grey Hulk and Dr. Bruce Banner 2-pack. Now this set is getting a wide release, so it isn't exclusive to any stores in specific, but I did happen to get mine at GameStop Canada, and as you can see, there is the price that I paid. Now these two figures are the first I'm reviewing from the brand new Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest line, which is Hasbro's big wave for summer of 2023. Every year we get one of those big waves. Last year was for Spider-Man, year before was for Infinity Saga, so this summer we're focusing on the Avengers. And what better way to start than the Grey Hulk and Dr. Bruce Banner? I really do like this set, and I do have a lot to say, so without further ado, let's get into the review for the brand new Grey Hulk and Dr. Bruce Banner. Now, as always, before I get into the figures, I do want to start off with the packaging for the set, and as you can see, it is, of course, in the PFP, or the plastic repackaging design, but at that, a box design that I don't think I've seen with this, we're going to call it a phase of Marvel Legends plastic repackaging. This is the same box design, though, that is shared with the Thor and Destroyer 2-pack in the same wave. For the front of the box, besides this obvious U-shaped knife cut that somehow got there, which I have no clue how that got there, it kind of endlessly baffles me, probably more than it should, but it just doesn't make sense. These things come in a cardboard shipper, and whatever you do when you open it, it's going to be up or down, but it's going to be in a straight line. Here, though, that is definitely not the case. As you can see, this is in a U, starts here, goes all around. How did that happen? I don't know, unless that was intentional. They were like, you know what? This Grey Hulk and Bruce Banner set, I don't like it whatsoever, so I'm going to cut it with a knife. But other than that, which seems extreme, that is probably the only plausible outcome. Let me know what you think of that in the comments down below. But whatever the case, this was the only one they had, so I was like, you know what? It is just a box. Let me get it. But besides that, of course, on the front of the box, we have a rendered image for each of the figures in this set. And behind the figures, we have the comic image in which these two are based on. You can get a better view of that comic image on the side. This one, though, is in color, whereas this one is in blue. On the bottom, the Marvel Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest logo, which kind of is a mouthful. Plastic repackaging, Hasbro, warning, don't choke, 4+. There we have the Marvel Legends logo. And of course, the Grey Hulk and Dr. Bruce Banner names there on the top. But for the actual top of the box, we don't have a lot going on besides the Avengers 60 Years of Earth's Mightiest, which this is a different logo from this one. You're probably wondering where I got the 60 years from. It is on the top. We also have a few little lines here and there, but other than that, very simple. Then on the right side of the box, like I was saying, we do have a comic image for the two figures included in this set, but this one is in color, unlike the one on the front. We also do have this kind of red, white, and blue patriotic line on the side, which was also on the front. I didn't mention that. I guess that is kind of just the color theming for this 60 Years of Avengers line, but other than that, we also do have the Marvel Legends series logo on this side. On this side of the box, we have another rendered image for the Banner and Hulk figure, but this time they are kind of in vanilla poses, and I really do like this because this is very accurate to that one comic image on the other side, but we also do have the Marvel Legends series logo there up top. Not much going on with the bottom of the box besides some legalese, some more PFP information, but in a bunch of different languages, the barcode, and the GameStop price tag. But then lastly, for the back side of the box, we do of course have another rendered image of Banner and Hulk. This time though, the Hulk is in a very angry kind of Hulk smash pose. We also do have all of Hulk's accessories there on the left, being an extra head, extra set of open hands, a pipe, and a shirt accessory. We have the Marvel Legends series logo there on the top left. On the top right, we have Grey Hulk and Dr. Bruce Banner. On the bottom, a bunch of legalese along with the Marvel and Hasbro logo. But what really stands out to me here on the back of the box and what I really like is that behind the two renders, we have a bunch of images for a whole bunch of Avengers. I'm not going to go over all of them, but that is a really cool addition. Now, other than that, though, I'm pretty sure that is all that I wanted to go over with this box. Overall, not too much going on, but at the same time, I really do like the white color that they did go with. And now here we have the Hulk and Banner figures out of the box along with all the accessories. I do want to start off though with the Banner because I have a lot more to say with the Hulk. So let's get into the Banner figure himself. So starting off here, of course, we have the Dr. Bruce Banner figure himself. And like I was saying, there really isn't too much going on with this guy, but more importantly, there really isn't too much new going on with this guy. The only new parts are the brand new head sculpt along with the brand new glasses, if you want to consider the glasses separate from the head sculpt, which I do because they are a separate part. But speaking of those glasses, they do stay in quite well. As you can see, they're not going to come off. Like, I'm moving this guy pretty crazy and they're not coming off, so definitely props to Hasbro for that. But of course, you can just take them off manually and they do come off quite nicely. And when you do take them off, I kind of like putting them in this one hand here in between the thumb and the pointer finger, just like so. That kind of just has a cool pose, like he just took his glasses off, but the other hand doesn't really have the ability to hold them. As you can see, it's kind of just a open relaxed tan, or at least that's what I like to call it. But now with the glasses off, we can get a way better view at the head sculpt, and I'm kind of torn on this. On one hand, it does look exactly like how he does look in the comics, but on the other hand, I really don't like the expression that they went with. It makes sense for just having him on a shelf, like talking with Reed Richards and Tony Stark or whoever he's talking to, but for the scene that they're trying to recreate, he should be like angry or scared, or at least have some kind of emotion, or at least get a extra head sculpt where he was doing that. Here, you just don't really have the ability to recreate the scene that is on the side of the box like I was showing, but still it is a nice head sculpt and definitely does look like Bruce Banner in the comics. Kind of looks like Peter Parker too. I was going to say that, especially with the glasses on. Let me know what you think of that though in the comments down below. Very simple kind of haircut. There is a little bit of paint in there that I did notice, at least I think that could just be me. And there is also photoreal on the head sculpt. You can't see it from afar like most of the figures with photoreal, but if you look close, you can kind of see it a lot better. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. You can kind of see a little bit of it there, but other than that, a very simple kind of just straightforward Bruce Banner head sculpt, and it does get the job done. But like I was saying, I really wish we would have gotten a very angry, emotional, or just sad Bruce Banner, because let's be honest, when he's transitioning into the Hulk, he kind of looks a little bit sad. Then moving down to the rest of the figure, there really isn't that much going on, like I was saying, because it is all reused. But one thing I really like is the belt. They painted that very nicely with the brown belt and a little bit of silver for the buckle. And that does go all the way around with the purple kind of cutting in here and there. And also, I thought I would mention that the shirt that is on the Grey Hulk does, of course, match the shirt that is on the banner. But you do have a little bit of blood or something that is on this one, which I don't know where that would have come from. And then the pants also do match the Grey Hulk figure, as you can see, just like so. But other than that, there really isn't that much to go over. The shirt is orange, the lab coat is white, the arms are white. You guys all know these body parts. I'm not going to sit here and be like, wow, this is revolutionary for the Marvel Legends line. We know what we're getting here. The shoes look nice, but at the same time, we just saw the Secret Invasion Nick Fury, or at least today I saw it, and they're still reusing these legs from like, what was it, like 2014, 2015. It's been so long. And the problem with the feet on this figure is you can't get them up whatsoever. And that always has bothered me, and especially bothers me nowadays, because we have all these innovations and improvements in the Marvel Legends line. So the fact that we still have these legs is definitely disappointing, but I guess I digress, and they do fit well enough with the Bruce Banner figure. But other than that, I'm pretty sure that's all I have to say with this guy. Like I said numerous times, there isn't that much new and that much just in general going on with this guy. So let's quickly get into his articulation and then the Grey Hulk. Now, for the articulation on this Dr. Bruce Banner, wow, this must be like so crazy and innovative. No, you guys know exactly what we're getting here, as do I. The head does go back about that much, forward that much. I'm going to take these glasses off because they kind of get in the way. But shockingly, we do get a little bit of head pivot, which as old this body is, it's kind of impressive that we are getting that. I think that is due to the head sculpt, not the actual body, but still, that is quite nice to get. Full 360, of course. Arms go out about that much. Down, full 360, and then you do get a full 360 bicep cut, double jointed pinned arms with probably some of the biggest pins in the Marvel Legends line, and then both hands, both sides go up, down, and full 360 on a horizontal hinge. Ab crunch goes forward about that much, back that much. The lap coat does, of course, get in the way a little bit, and then full 360 waist cut. Legs kick forward about that much, back not that much, splits, upper thigh cut, double jointed pinned knees, and then the ankles, like I was saying, don't go up whatsoever. Bummer. Down a little bit more, and then you do get beautiful ankle rocker pivot. I also do like the shine that is on these brown shoes, a little bit of extra detail that I do like for sure. And next up, here we have what you were all waiting for, or at least what I think you were all waiting for. I don't want to discredit Banner. I'm sure some people clicked on this video for the banner, probably like, you know, one or two. But let's be honest, a lot of people are probably watching this for this guy. And I gotta say, I'm very impressed with him. There are some new parts here that I wasn't expecting. But before I go over all of that, I do, of course, want to go over the accessories. He does come with an extra set of hands. As you can see, he comes with a set of fists. Nothing too crazy going on with these. You do have that, you know, sprue cut right there, or whatever you want to call it, that is a little bit annoying. But other than that, these do look quite good, but at the same time, not too much going on. Now, for the other side, I do have a little bit more to talk about. This is kind of the open hand, but not as open as the other side. And as you can see, there is a lot of kind of ripped plastic going on. And that's because this is the hand that is advertised to use the pipe, but it does kind of just rip the gray in the hand, which does bother me. But at the same time, you know, it's not a huge deal, especially if you're going to have it in here most of the time, because once you have it in here, you can't really see any of the scars or scratches like I just showed. Now, for the pipe accessory, I really like this. This isn't our first time we're getting it. It's my first time that I'm getting it, because I didn't get that retro carded Hulk from, like, what was it, 2018, I want to say 2018, 2019. No, it was 2019 because this body was introduced in 2019. But this is a nice accessory to get, especially for Hulk. Definitely does add a little bit more dynamic to this set. And the pipe is hollow throughout, so if you poured water through this end, it would come out this end. So, you know, if you want to use this for any of your home improvements, if you have like a pipe leak or something, you could use this busted pipe, and I'm sure it would do the job quite well. No, don't do that. I don't recommend that whatsoever. But other than that, I really like the color that they went with for the dark gunmetal gray. It is very, very dark. I don't know if the camera is doing it justice. I think it is. I think you guys can tell how dark it is. It's kind of bordering on black if I'm being honest, but let me know what you think of this accessory in the comments down below. Personally, I'm very excited to finally have this. I was always curious as to see how this would work in the hand of the Hulk figure when this came out in 2019, so it is nice to get it here in 2023. But lastly, for accessories with this gray Hulk, here we have his extra head sculpt, which shockingly, you could probably call this his relaxed head sculpt, even though he obviously looks mad and pissed off. This is probably as relaxed as Hulk will get when he is in Hulk form. But that being said, I really like this head sculpt, and both of the head sculpts are brand new for this figure. I didn't mention this, but we did get the gray Hulk previously. I believe it was on a retro card, but that one and the 2019 one with the pipe that I was saying, the green Hulk, those are the two Hulks on this body that I don't have. All the others I do have, and I will show some of those later for comparisons. But like I was saying, these two head sculpts are brand new, and when you do compare them, the hair on this angry one is a lot more messy than this one, because like I was saying, this is the relaxed one, if you can believe it or not. I really do like this head sculpt. I guess because we're looking at it, I'll take a closer look. As you can see, the teeth there look very nice, and the paint apps are quite nice as well. I believe there is photoreal on these. Let me look closely here. Yeah, there is photoreal on both of them, and I do want to show you what this other head sculpt does look on this figure, hopefully without the entire setup and lights and camera and everything falling down, because the peg is quite hard to get on. But as you can see, that does look just as good as the other head sculpt. But in general, both of these head sculpts are quite nice. Here we can get a better look at this one. There is a little bit of paint on both of them. They are pretty identical when it comes to the paint. The sculpt is different, like I was saying with this one. The teeth there, I just can't get over how good those look. This one by far is definitely my favorite, but this one is also quite a nice inclusion. Definitely looks more accurate to the scene on the box that they're trying to recreate. On the back, you have a little bit of what are we going to call this? Neck fupa? Let's call it that. The neck fupa. On the back here, we also do have that neck fupa as well. I think that's all I wanted to go over with these two head sculpts. In short, both very, very nice inclusions, and I'm happy that they are brand new compared to the older one. Now, before I go over the Hulk, I kind of forgot to go over this because technically you could consider this an accessory, even though it is meant to be on the figure on most occasions. This just is the ripped shirt effect that is included with this Hulk, and we have gotten this previously, I believe, I want to say numerous times, but I think it was only 1 or 2 times. We got it with the first Hulk, the 80 years Hulk, and it was in white that time, and then we did get it with the previous gray Hulk on the retro card, and it was also in orange, but the last one didn't have all this extra pink going on, which I believe is supposed to represent blood, which if that is the case, that kind of is quite dark and gory for the Marvel Legends line. We normally don't get blood on the figures, but that probably isn't what's going on here. It's probably just some dirt or soot or whatever. Let me know what you think of that though in the comments down below. But other than that, you don't have any of it on the back of the figure because we know Hasbro doesn't like to put paint on the back of figures, but still a nice accessory to get. Nothing too crazy at the same time though. And now finally, with all the accessories out of the way, including the ripped orange shirt, we can focus on the Grey Hulk figure himself. And I gotta say, this guy looks absolutely amazing, badass, intimidating, menacing. All those words and way, way more perfectly describe this guy because I think he looks really, really good. Now, that being said, at first glance, you're probably thinking I'm overhyping this figure just a little bit because then again, we have gotten this body like, what, 10 or so times in the Marvel Legends line. But there is one key difference with this guy amongst all the other versions of the Hulk on this body, and that is, if we look closely at the other Hulk, specifically the 20th anniversary Hulk, you can see that this new one has a brand new torso and also lower torso, I want to say, because if we compare this guy's abs to this guy's abs, then I don't know, these look just a little bit smoother. Now, I could be wrong about the lower torso being a brand new sculpt, but I'm pretty sure it is because if we just compare them, this one seems to be a lot more defined and muscly, I'll say. But if we're talking about the upper torso, as you can see, this one for sure is a brand new sculpt because compared to this one, like I said, with the lower torso, it's just more defined and muscly all around. And if I'm being honest, when they announced that this figure was going to have a brand new upper torso and probably lower torso as well, I was kind of like, yeah, that's cool. Hopefully it will increase the butterfly joint range, which it doesn't, and I'm not really bothered about that. But in general, I was kind of like, that's weird that they're just doing that one part and not like something else. I don't know what else, but just that. But now that I have it in person, oh my goodness, that makes so much more difference, especially when you look at these two compared to each other. This guy and this guy are the same exact height, but he just seems way more big and bulky and menacing, like I said earlier. Now then again, of course, that could just be me, but let me know in the comments down below if you agree with that. Personally, I really think this benefits this figure way more than I was expecting, and that's not to say that this older torso on this Hulk and plenty of the other Hulks is bad by any means. If anything, it's kind of equal for the rendition of Hulk that you're going for. But I think specifically for this Gray Hulk design, just looking at the image, this brand new upper torso is absolutely perfect for this Gray Hulk design. I also noticed that this ripped shirt accessory kind of fits a little bit better on this newer Hulk torso compared to the older one. This is the exact same mold as well that was included with the older Hulks on this body, but as you can see, it just feels a little bit more empty and hollow right in the, what are we going to call it, the Hulk breast region. But then compared to this guy, that is absolutely not the case, and it just gets filled in and covered way more nicely. Now regarding that ripped shirt accessory, that could be a little bit of a stretch, but just to finish off my thoughts on this upper torso, because I've talked about it for long enough now, I really like it, and I think it improves this figure way more than I and probably you are expecting. But now with the torso out of the way, we can focus on the rest of the figure, and as you can see from the arms to the crotch and the legs, those are all reused from the previous Hulk figures, which makes perfect sense. They were never wrong or broke or whatever you want to say in the first place. But then again, I thought that with the torso, and I really do think this makes a big improvement amongst this figure entirely. Now, because all the parts that I just listed are reused, I really don't have that much to say about them, specifically with the jeans, because as you can see, compared to this guy, he had a little bit of paint for like the ripped parts, but here we have no paint at all around. There's nothing going on, so I really don't have that much to say. If you've held this figure before, or if you've watched a review, you kind of know what you're getting. And I'll get into the articulation, of course, right away, but there is one cool thing I noticed with the arms and the upper torso as well. There's a little bit of a gray paint here that is just very unnoticeable to the naked eye. And I really like the addition of that little detail because, like I said, to the naked eye, you can't even notice it. So really it wasn't that necessary, but it just shows that Hasbro does put in the effort for these tiny little minute details every now and then for our figures. So definitely props to them for that. You can also kind of see it on the hands as well. I didn't mention that earlier because I didn't notice it until now. And you can also see it on the feet, like I said, the baby feet that the Hulk has. But I'm pretty sure that's all that I wanted to go over and all that I have to say for this Gray Hulk figure. He really is a good figure, and I'm honestly shocked by that, especially because I just thought he was going to be another day, another Hulk on that same body, which, like I said, is not a bad thing. I love that body to begin with, but that new addition of that brand new torso really benefits this figure way more than I thought. Let's get into his articulation now, though. Now, for Gray Hulk's articulation, there really isn't that much new or surprising going on with it, even with the brand new torso in mind. But anyways, the head does go back about that much, forward that much, side, and full 360. It is on a dumbbell joint, so keep that in mind when moving it. Arms go out about that much, down, full 360, and of course, how could we forget the iconic butterfly joint, and more importantly, the iconic range that is on this Hulk figure. Still to this day, that kind of impresses me how much range this figure has, but I do want to mention that even though this is a brand new torso, like I was saying, the range going forward has not changed. That was a problem with the butterfly joint on the first figure, and they didn't fix it here, as you can see. He also has full 360 bicep swivel, single jointed elbows that go in just 90 or a little bit less than 90, and they also do rotate, and both sets of hands go up, down, and full 360 on a horizontal hinge. Ab crunch goes forward about that much, back, side, and full 360 for waist cut, even though you can't really do full 360. Well, you can't. I'm really scared. Why am I doing this? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to break my figure or something. Then for the legs, they do kick forward about that much. Back, kind of not at all. Splits that far. Upper thigh cut, full 360. Double jointed pin knees, even though one looks pinless, it's not. It is just a overlay piece on top of the gray part. As you can see, there is a pin underneath. And then finally, the feet kick forward about that much. Back, and of course, beautiful ankle rocker pivot on the little baby Hulk toes. The little baby Hulk feet. Look at the baby Hulk feet. Now, first for comparisons, here we have the Gray Hulk and the Dr. Bruce Banner next to two older Hulk figures, even though in the grand scheme of things, they're not that old. Of course, we have the 20th anniversary of Marvel Legends Green Hulk, along with the deluxe Red Hulk, which was exclusive to, I believe, Target and Toys R Us. Here we have Gray Hulk and Dr. Bruce Banner next to the Maestro Hulk, along with the Compound Hulk. Next year, we have the Gray Hulk and Banner next to the Gamerverse Joe Fixit Build-A-Figure. Really looking forward to the next comic-based Joe Fixit. And of course, the most iconic Hulk on this body, the 80 Years Hulk, which was the first figure to use it. And just for fun, here we have all the Hulks I just showed in one frame. This is kind of crazy, but at the same time, like a childhood dream. Here we have the Dr. Bruce Banner and Grey Hulk next to the retro card of Mr. Fantastic, which, like I said earlier, this is where that lab coat came from. Next, here we have two of the bigger Avengers 60th anniversary figures, being the Super Adaptoid and the Destroyer next to the Grey Hulk and Dr. Bruce Banner. Review for these two coming very soon. Here we have the Grey Hulk and Banner next to Doctor Doom and Thor, which are also from the Avengers 60th anniversary wave. Review for these two coming soon as well. And lastly, for comparisons, here we have a little bit of a weird one, being the Grey Hulk Marvel Legend next to the Grey Hulk Funko Pop. I thought I would compare these as they are based off the same thing, but then again, I noticed that they have quite different outfits, but what I noticed even more is that this guy has some gnarly toenails. Like, look at those. Those are nasty, especially compared to these. Like, they're almost the same size, but still, you got the baby feet on the Hulk. You got the baby feet. But now with all the comparisons out of the way, I can give you my final thoughts on this set. And if you watch the video throughout, you can probably get a good enough gist on what I think about this. But if you just, skip to the end, in short, I really like this set. I really do. And in many ways, it kind of is a childhood dream come true. That might be why I like this set so much, to get not only a Grey Hulk action figure, just a Hulk figure in general, but packed in with a Bruce Banner figure. It's kind of shocking that it took them 21 years to do something like this in the Marvel Legends line, but now that we have it, I think it was almost perfectly executed. But that being said, the set is not without flaws. It's really good, but it is not perfect by any means, and that does not come with the Hulk figure. To me, he is damn near perfect, and like I said numerous times, way better than I was expecting. He is not the problem. The problem comes with the Dr. Bruce Banner figure. And the main reason for that is that it is 2023, and we're going into 2024 in 6 months, half a year from now, and we are still using this damn suited body. At this point, I'm just actually angry about it. I'm so sick of seeing the suited body, especially when we just saw the brand new Secret Invasion Nick Fury, like I was saying earlier, with these arms and these legs. It's like, what do we have to do? We look at the Indiana Jones line, we have all these brand new suited parts that just are left, right, and center, but for the Marvel Legends line, which has been around before any of these 6-inch Hasbro lines, and all of these lines would not be around without the Marvel Legends, we are still getting this body mold from 2014, 2015. It's going to be the 10th anniversary and we're still getting it. So hashtag new ML suited body 2024. I repeat, new ML suited body 2024. Let's get it on trending. Matter of fact, let's get it #1 on trending. Let's make sure Hasbro sees that, because I am sick of this body. And let's be honest, I'm speaking for you. I know you're sick of it too. But with that tsunami of a rant out of the way, for my rating of this set, with the price and account being around $85.99 Canadian, which honestly is not that bad for what you're getting here, especially in 2023 for the Marvel Legends line. They probably thought, I imagine, of charging $100 or so for this set and the Thor and Destroyer one, but I'm happy that it is not absolutely insanely overpriced, at least to me. Anyways, like I was saying, for my rating of the set, with everything I've said thus far into account, and as you guys know, I really like this set, I think I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10, but then again, I feel like that's kind of low with how much I like this, so I think I'm going to have to give it I'm going to give it a 8.75. I think that is a fair rating, a little bit specific, but I think that is a fair rating for this set. But of course, let me know what you think of the set in the comments down below, and perhaps let me know your rating based off this video. Do you like it? Do you not? Are you planning on picking it up? Are you not? As always, start a conversation, and I will try my best to respond. But until my next video, I have, of course, been Jagger Collector. They have been Grey Hulk and Dr. Bruce Banner, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.